Indigenous Canadian clothing is designed to adapt to the climate and the activities necessary to stay alive. Various Aboriginal tribes were forced to deal with the cold weather, such as the Inuit, who resided in Alaska, the Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and northern Quebec. Since modern-day conveniences such as furnaces and air conditioners weren't options, the Inuit people of Canada relied on the animals around them to provide them with the materials that they needed to survive. The task of putting together clothing was given to the women of the tribe, who had to make new winter outfits for her people yearly, as the material would wear down over time. In order to fulfill her duties, the woman laid out the pieces she needed on a hide and drew the shapes with a sharp bone. The pieces were cut out with a crescent-shaped woman's knife called an ulu, and sewn together using thread made from the sinew of the backstrap of a caribou. Normally, each individual would own 2 outfits for the winter, crafted primarily of caribou skin. They mainly craft clothing using this material since it is durable and easy accessible, making it possible to survive in very cold climates. It's also a great insulator since it is hollow, allowing it to trap heat against the body and have more buoyancy in the water. Though, materials from polar bears, Arctic fox, and seal were also very useful, especially seal since it was used to waterproof clothing such as mittens and boots, also known as kamiks. The parkas for males had caribou skin sewn on both sides. The inner layer of the parka was called an atagi, while the outer parka is called a kilatak. Small children wore atayuks, which were jumpsuits of caribou skin, designed so that the child's skin would not be exposed to the cold. Since the hood of the atayuk was made of caribou head, sometimes the ears were left on for decoration. Mothers would carry young children in an amount, a parka with a large hood and a pouch on the back, leaving the child resting against a mother's bare back. This made it easier for the mother to attend to the needs of her child. The following video is a demonstration on how Indigenous mothers would use the amount.
Okay, I got her on my shoulder. Pull the hood up so she doesn't fall into it. There we go. Now I can just slide her into the pouch. Pull the hood back. And she's all safe and sound in there.
Overall, both men and women had a basic winter attire of a hooded parka, heavy trousers, boots, and mittens, with the pants and boots occasionally sewn together. Though, Iroquois people often wore moccasins as snowshoes for faster travel. Both kamit and mukluk, or boots, were sometimes used to identify genders. Males would have animal fur cover his entire kamit, while females would have animal fur appear only around the top of the kamit, pointing sideways on the woman's leg. Not all Indigenous communities lived in the north, such as the Mi'kmaq, who lived in the eastern Canada, as well as other Iroquois, who lived in southern Ontario and Quebec, as well as parts of New York, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Sashes made of plant fibers were worn in hot weather rather than leggings, and were tied around their waist. For women, skirts and dresses were made of animal hide, while the men wore shirts made of animal skin and soft bark in the summer. Men would also wear leggings made with both animal hides and grass. In the plains, buffalo was used more commonly than caribou, with the addition of deer, elk, moose, and antelope. Porcupine quills were also commonly used for clothing, decoration, jewelry, bags, and belts, as well as in headdresses. Furthermore, eagle feathers are considered very respectful in Aboriginal culture and were often used in both headdresses and belts.